So people might get angry at certain things as a mechanism, as a defense mechanism to prevent any further discomfort. It's like, I don't like what you're making me feel right now, so I'm going to respond in anger so you know never to make me feel this way again.
Right.
And I think that's where it becomes, you know, sort of this thing that's ingrained in us as, you know, a response to certain actions. Like, this is very uncomfortable for me, so I'm going to show you anger so that you'll be afraid. I want you to fear me in this instance so that you know never to do this to me again. And I never have to feel this way again.
Yeah.
You know? And I've been there. And I guess from that sort of perspective, it makes sense from a primitive standpoint, right?
Yeah.
Not to say that it's justified in that way, because obviously there's better ways to handle a situation like that, which is something, you know, that you said is basic communication. Like, obviously a better way to handle that situation is to say, what you're doing right now is making me very, very uncomfortable, and in fact, I'm getting angry.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that you're not right to bring this to me. It just means that this is my response. I mean, in retrospect, in talking about it, like, it's very easy to just talk our way through these situations.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, this is how I would handle it.
How dope would the world be if we all just talked like
Yeah,
that?
if we all, hey,
Sorry,
listen.
I feel very afraid right now. And
Right. Can you just see, like, all these protests out there where it's like, you know, just these two opposing sides that are protesting and being like, I understand your position, but this is how you're making me feel right now.
I'm very uncomfortable.
I'm very uncomfortable, and I don't like it because I'm full of fear. I'm full of fear because I was dropped on my head as a child and my father never loved me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and unfortunately, it doesn't work that way.
I don't know. Like, I've never seen it that way, but
Right.
So we don't know if it works that way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we don't know if it works that way, but
yeah.
we know that that's not how generally.
It's not what we're seeing.
Yeah, it's not what we're seeing exactly. Yeah. But I mean, I just really appreciate that aspect of it, because I think the one thing that I probably have a bad habit of doing is immediately condemning myself when I get angry.
Sure.
It's like, oh, I'm angry over this. Why am I angry over this? Well, because, you know, I'm worthless. Like, because of course it makes me mad. Like, you know, I get mad over the stupidest and smallest things.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like, I'm just a defective individual.
Yeah.
You know, and I can really run away with those thoughts and those thinking into a really, really negative place if I let it. And it's like, anger is not a bad emotion to feel. Anger is a natural emotion. Like, my response to the anger is what makes the difference, right?
Yeah.
And so if I'm able to process that anger and process that situation in a very, very healthy way, which has not always been the case, doesn't always happen, and luckily, you know, like, the majority of the time it might, you know. But if I'm able to do that, then I'm leaving that situation feeling much, much better about myself, much, much better about the situation. And even if it is something that I don't like or that I don't agree with, at least I know that my response to it wasn't going to tear me down even further than that action might already.
Right.
You know. And I think the other thing that I really, really think about when I think about anger is it feels kind of selfish.
Okay.
And I guess when I say that, like, I'm thinking specifically of a driving situation. Like, you know, somebody cuts me off, or somebody's driving slow, or somebody's, you know, does some jackass move that, of course, it ticks me off, right?
Yeah, that was me. I apologize.
Yeah, Willie. That big old truck of yours. But, you know, like, I'm always so quick to just make it about me. Don't you see I'm in a hurry? Don't you see that I have to be at this place at this time? And if I'm not there at this time, then my whole livelihood is at stake. Right? When, you know, like, this person may be thinking the exact same thing. You know, this person is also on their way to somewhere. Like, you know, like, it's not just me and my situation, you know? So it really, sometimes I just have to take myself out of the equation and be like, you know what? Like, yeah, I get it. Like, I'm in a hurry. Like, I'm trying to do this. Like, I don't know what this guy's doing, you know, whatever. But it's not It's not all about Cam. Like
Right.
if I make it all about Cam, then shit just goes south. Seems to be the recipe. So
From time to time, yeah.